Speed up! Here you go. All right, let's do it.
Hey, Sam. Alright, let's let him rest. Yeah, it turns out there was a bathroom inside the training area, so I did not have to walk outside every time they needed to hit the bathroom. Kind of embarrassing I didn't check that.
Don't hold back.
Damn right I'm gonna build up your stamina. Oh! I'm not good at timing.
Training time!
Alright, good HP, good end of the world, start fighting again. Oh, it's the new Digimon game. Yeah, I got sent a copy to review, so I'm just trying to burn through it. Thought I would stream some of it. What the hell? I've never played a Digimon game before.
Are you ready?
I don't know that I'm exactly
serious.
impressed with the franchise. Okay, here we go. Come on. And now they're both hungry.
Over here! Who's hungry? Let's eat!
Oh, they're both tired. Damn right it will.
All right, let's do it!
Still don't really know what this game is yet. Alright, here we go. That was close. I gotta say that I'm happy with this massively simplified overleveling.
Be serious!
Because I can just train my guys until they're tough enough to beat up other monsters. Stamina, I guess, is defense? Yeah, it's 2 arms blocking. Don't know why it took me that long to figure that out. Here we go. Boom! Boyd and Janelle. It's almost time to get you to sleep. So let's do train one more time, and then we're off. Oh, come on. Well, you play as a person who has been sucked into a digital world, and you train your two digital monsters to be good fighters, and then you use them to fight other monsters and complete quests, like in a standard RPG. The big difference, of course, being that... Alright, I don't need to talk to him about
Ready?
anything. The big difference, of course, being that the monsters do all the fighting. You don't actually... Skull,
Hey!
go to sleep. You got Z's over your head. Don't tell me you don't want to go to sleep. Yeah, the monsters do the fighting. You can encourage them, and you can tell them to do special moves at special times. By and large, you do not control the fights. Having never played a Pokemon game, I don't know if that's similar to or different from Pokemon, but I know how it works in this game. Oh, he's evolving! Yay! Damn! I am very happy with this evolution. And I got a trophy for it. How do I get my goblin to transform? It looks terrifying. Alright, so let's just open up my quest window. What the hell is my quest window?
Over here!
Yeah, it's a lot like Pokemon. As I understand it, it came out the next year after Pokemon as an attempt to rip off Pokemon, the first one back in the 90s. And so I'd heard it existed way back when, but I had never actually played a game until just now. Of course, then again, the only Pokemon game I've ever played is Pokemon Snap, so I can't really speak with any authority about the genre. Alright. Time to go compete in some quests. They need me to go round up other humans who are trapped in the world. Find out why various animals are turning into metal Digimon. That's a good attack. I am fine with that attack. Wow. Hey guys. Yeah, I'm definitely going to praise you for doing that. That was amazing. I got Magna Dramon's Digivolution info. Yeah, so as I understand it, for every evolution level you can go to, if you get them train a certain number of times and pass enough time, they will evolve to the next level. What they evolve to is based on what stats they have when they reach the correct age or experience or whatever.
Now then.
So for example, right now, I know. So right now, let's just take a look, partner. You can look at their history. So right now she is a HOGumon, which is a ogre that's gold. And once I get, if I had, for example, 28,000 health points and a bunch of other stats, 26,000 stamina, blah, 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 she would transform into an Ice Leomon, which of course I can't get. This one, by comparison, I've already gotten a bunch to become a Blue Meramon. I've already achieved a bunch of the stats, same with Zudomon. So, I gotta say, it might be Blue Meramon, but the Zudomon goes next. Magna Dramon is a holy dragon, which I really love to transform into, based solely on the title. But we'll see. I haven't played this game in a week, so I have to get where my quest window is. Let's head to Logic Volcano. Alright. Logic Volcano is through the server desert, as I recall. Bunch of material spots, fishing holes and the like. Then you also collect cards in this game. Alright, let's see if I can actually see his attack.
Stay calm.
That was a good attack. He didn't get killed immediately, and my goblin had to finish him off. Maybe he was just strong against fire. Who can say? That being said, I don't even know if this is a fire Digimon anymore. Oh my god, I'm enjoying this. Yep. You found something? Oh, okay. Because, and this is going to be embarrassing, I was asked to name them, and those were literally the first two names I thought of. I'm not proud of that, it's just what happened. Oh, hey, it's a little guy to talk to. Okay. Oh no. Damn, it really is a desert of old server equipment. So it's not just a name. Nice. Playful idea of the inside of a computer. That's cute. Not hyperdimension Neptunia playful, but still fun. He really does, doesn't he? Ah, south of here, Logic Volcano. Okay. Let's get into a fight and see if we can handle ourselves.
Over here.
The guys? Yeah, they look ready. They got thousands and thousands.
Nice one. Stay calm.
Alright, let's try an order.
I'm counting on you. Nice hit. Yeah, yeah.
Alright, we can handle ourselves. So you've got some materials around here we can pick up? Oh yeah, let's them up there.
Go for it. Yeah,
Yeah, I hope that
yeah. Nice hit.
Nice. In fact, let's power you up with electric shoot is what it's called. Nice. You can't get more monsters. You can only have 2 on your team, but you can, as I understand it, there are, I think, 8 base monsters, 6 or 8 base monsters. Nice. And they can evolve into various other creatures. So I can only have 2 on my team at a time, but I think that I can have up to 8 total with all sorts of different evolutions. And these guys, I haven't quite figured out how yet, but I can reset their evolution and start over with more powerful versions of them to access different and more powerful evolutions. Like, for example, I mean, it's my first time through the game, so there's no way my 2nd to 3rd level evolution monster here was going to have 16,000 hit points. But if I reset him back to 0, he would be able to have that and would be on our way.
Way to go!
Boom. and he did 10 points of damage. Alright, yeah, I may have over-leveled this area. Although, over-leveling is absolutely my trademark in these kinds of games, so I'm not going to worry about that so much. Alright, let's look at the map. You know, dear developers. Okay. Lates. Lates? Jesus. Alright, oh. To Server Cemetery, to Hallowed Hall. It is really hard to see around here. Oh, good to know. Alright, is that a quest? It is me. Thank you for noticing. Oh. Oh. Alright, let's head south to get the volcano. Wow, we can stun guys now! I am very happy with my new transformation. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna praise you. You guys are amazing.
Okay.
Alright, I'm just downloading this. Justinimon? Is that a Justice-themed Digimon? Because I am down with a Justice-themed Digimon. So now I'm wandering to the storm and I can't see anything. Great. Oh, do I have to go through this? Ah, there we go. There it is. So this really is just a junction area. To Hallowed Hall. Oh, was Hallowed Hall the way I was supposed to go? You found something. Great. Ah, yeah, you did. Thank you. I also have a Garudamon. What a happy coincidence. Uh-oh. What a jerk. Alright, can I take this guy on, or what? First off, speed up. You...
No holding back! That's how you do it!
Okay.
Yeah, yeah!
Alright, let's just leave. Nope, that's not what I want. Flee from battle. I can't flee from this battle. Oh, so I'm just gonna lose.
Nice hit! Nice, it's working!
So, valuable lesson.
Go! Yeah, yeah! Just hold on! You're okay! Nice one! You're okay!
Come on, you can do it. Sorry, did that not count? Gotta get up to 150.
Nice hit, great! Yes! Way to good aim!
Like, do I cheer them on just as they're attacking, or just as the attack hits?
Nice one!
not cool.
Nice hit!
Yeah!
You're okay! Nice one!
Cannot figure out how to time this thing. Hey!
Alright!
Ooh. I seem to have got myself into a fight I'm not high enough level for, which is actually a really big problem in this game.
Stay calm!
Alright, here we go. It's the time for your super attack.
Way to go!
Which I guess you didn't do? Oh, I did the speed up accidentally. Alright, I'm ready.
Nice one! Alright!
Ow! Yeah, I'm gonna restore 500 MP, which I can't use apparently because my guy is down.
Get back, sorry!
Wow, I got beaten hard. Well, that was embarrassing. Yeah, if there's one thing I've learned about this game, it's that it's really easy to stumble into a fight
Open your eyes!
that you're too low level for. Yeah, I know. Don't worry, I'll bandage you guys up. Hey! My tamer level's now 6, so that's good.
Ready?
Now, let's get you some bandages, shall we? Bandage you! Alright, how's your health doing? You have 0 health. That is the opposite of doom. Well, I'm happy. I'm not happy to lose, that's for sure. Oof. Alright, let's do a little more training, shall we? Jack up your guys' defense a little. Growth spurt bonus. Nice work, Jin now. Oh, here we go. Boom! That's that growth spurt bonus. Oh my god, she got double the bonus. Alright, let's see what she needs to get to have, let's see what she needs to get to have better health. Sorry, to upgrade. Partner. History. Janelle. Why didn't I name the bird Todd? Dummy. Alright, so she needs a lot more strength. She's got... Okay, I think this is going to be... So do I want Blue Marimon or Zudamon? I think Zudamon. So she's, she needs more strength, more wisdom, maybe more strength, more... She's met health. She's met the MP. She's met the weight because she's under the necessary weight. So I'm going to try to get her... And there is no stamina need. So I'm going to increase her wisdom, strength, and speed and try to turn her into a blue Marimon. And I have to be careful about eating her food because if you feed her too many steaks, her weight will go up to the point where she's not able to transform into that anymore. Boom! Again, growth spurt bonus for Janelle. Way to go.
Keep getting stronger.
Do that again. Yep. Okay, now they both her a lot more. We got a transformation? You're damn right we got a transformation. Good music in this game so far. Awesome. Okay, has his mouth been sewn shut? That would be very creepy. Damn right you're exhausted. Yeah, let's race. Rest. Ooh. I would hope so.
Training time.
Let's jack up your... Is there a place I can get a little more? He does! I'm very impressed with the development of this guy. Alright, my wisdom is very low, which I'm going to assume based on every other game in history means that my... special attacks won't do as well.
Stay focused.
You guys are not getting hungry too much today. Probably because they got so badly beaten. Destroyed their appetite. Damn it. Now they're hungry.
Hey, everyone!
Alright, let's get some more food for these
Let's
guys. We'll be on our way. Okay, Floyd ate meat. Less hungry, weight is up by 1, that's fine. I accidentally didn't feed both of them. Okay. Are we good? No, he's still hungry. Right, so, boom. Let's give him some green Digistalk. And that will
Who's
lower
hungry?
his weight while feeding her. Weight down by 1. Alright. I don't know if I still have to keep her weight down, but here we are. I've gotten used to doing it. Alright. Well, you can treat them that way. And every monster has its own favorite food. And for example, the Eagle Man there really likes just meat.
Are you
But
ready?
the other one really likes fruit. Now, let's do this. That was close. Alright. Stamina is looking really good. Let's do strength
goes.
2 more times, then we'll have them go to bed for the night, and I'll try the world again. Nice.
Don't
One
hold
more, then we'll
back.
do bedtime. Perfection. 900 strength. That seems fine, right? Yeah, I don't want to criticize the game's design too much, because again, I'm still learning. I could be the one at fault, but my biggest
Hey, everyone!
problem seems to be
Good night.
the... Okay, alright. We got this. I'll get you some food, don't worry about it. I'm trying. Alright, so let's eat. Yeah, my biggest problem with the game is... Ugh. Sorry.
Ready?
There we go.
Time to eat.
Damn it, I didn't feed them both again. What's wrong with me?
Here you go. Let's eat.
And I'm getting a phone call. Mute. Hello. I did. I know. Oh, I was just seeing if you can iron the green screen. Turns out you can't. It was a bad green screen. Muted while on phone. I'm still on the phone. And I'm back. Microphoning. VR horror game. Oh yes, for the record, the blue Digimon's favorite food is fruit. So a VR horror game. Huh? Yeah, I mean, I want to. Are there, like, are there a lot of other VR horror games? Yeah, my blue Pokemon. Oh my, see what I'm talking about? Like, I get here, and I am just way too low level to kill anything.
Nice one!
A very questionable game in that respect.
Yeah! You're okay!
Can I change his tactics to get him to run away? Because he's getting his ass kicked. Yeah, I mean, is there any VR horror game you'd like to see me playing in the near future? Because I'd be down for that. I just need to know
Nice one!
what you might be interested in. What is there in VR horror on PSVR right now? I've got, oof. This is going terribly. Let's see. Oh, he left. Alright. Damn. Going forward. It's not that I'm super bad at this game. I mean, I am. Oh. Okay. Well, at least I've got some money. What was autopilot for? Oh, that takes me back to base, right? Go away. Yeah, unfortunately, Janelle's special attack uses enormous amounts of MP, so... yeah, I can't really use it much. And I have to really power up her MP stats. That's a 6 Meteor Man, and I got my ass kicked by an 8 Meteor Man.
Hey, everyone!
Maybe I can take him on? Like, the game is not super clear on how any of this works. I have played Until Dawn VR. It's amazing! You think I should do a Let's Play of that? Let's Play, streaming of that? Because I could see doing that.
Now then!
Let's see if I can fight this guy at least. Nope. I got nothing.
Come on! Get that not good!
Swing. Oh, I advise it. It is fantastic. Like, I adore PSVR Until Dawn game. It's amazing. I cannot say enough good things about that game. Alright, can I fight this guy at least? Do I have any attacks that use in there? Because I have 0 MP.
Are you alright? Way to go! Stay calm!
Can I get MP back or something?
More power!
Right here.
Way to go!
I can revive, right? I do not have a revive kit. Huh, that's bad.
Way to go!
Yeah, Until Dawn was my top game last year? No, it's not 2 years ago.
Nice hit!
It's bad. No, 2 years ago. My number 1 game of all.
Nice hit!
Yeah, and Gear Job Simulator is great. It's definitely on my list. I've just been waiting for it to be on sale.
Yes!
Have you...
Way to go!
Damn. Yeah, that could have gone a lot better. Yeah, no, I'll get her some bandages, don't worry.
Over here!
I'm not great at this. Items. Bandage. Janelle. Alright, so let's try this again. She has a cheer power that will heal her. So that's gonna help. Okay. Yeah, I've been collecting all of these resources and I have no idea why. Right now I have to play Digimon to get it through for review, but I'm open to doing streams of more horror titles, because let's face it, I enjoy horror titles the most. So yeah, if you have any requests, just, yeah, I've been meaning to get Surgeon Simulator 2. But yeah, if there's any, oh yeah, Meteormon is different than Ghostimon. Got it. They just look the same, so yeah. Let's heal you. Max strength gradually returns to normal. Oh! Ah. I miss him having to deal with it later. Nice!
Alright!
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Yeah!
I'm patiently waiting for, Resident Evil.
Yeah!
Or Resident 7 for hopefully they have that, because it's the best game. I'm patiently waiting for... There we go. Yeah,
very nice!
Paranormal Activity VR. I'm very curious about that. It seems like it's gotta be good. Alright, I've got a square fruit. Yay, square fruit. Oh, that's the limit of the space where the fights can take place. She hurt again? Oh my god, Janelle. That's the worst.
Over here!
Alright, so I'm gonna try talking to this guy instead of fighting him. Hopefully that will go better. Wish me luck. I do not expect to have good luck. Alright. Okay. It just said no. Let's go kill a bunch more guys. Merci beaucoup.
Nice hit!
What do you call it? I forgot to, I think I haven't unlocked the trainer thing that makes me regain MP by walking around.
Alright! Nice one!
I need so much more to do with this guy. Oh my god, Janelle, stop getting injured. Your texts are late posting? That's weird. Is it a lag issue? Is it
Hey,
a
everyone!
connectivity issue? That's strange. So I'm hearing them like... Or do you mean I'm responding slowly? Because there's like a 20-second gap between me saying something and you hearing it. What? Oh. That is weird. Okay. Well, you know, that happens to everybody. Literally all the time. I'm just checking my live stream to make sure the quality of the audio is where we would like it to be. How's my MP down to 0 again? Alright, so. Oh yeah, it's like 10 seconds behind. Boop. I will get skills. Alright, trainer. This. Maybe next time. Survivor. Walker type. There we go. Recover MP while walking. That's what I need. Recovers massive MP and HP while moving. Yeah, that's what we're getting next. Ooh, baby doggy. Alright, let's get her health.
Okay, gather round.
Although now that my guys have, you know, thousands and thousands of experience, health points, I don't know how useful it is to get them, you know, 500 hit points back. I mean, it's not a waste, obviously, but I feel like I need a lot more. Oh, they need food. I got this.
Over here!
Right. Items. Now let's both have meat, then I'll get him some delicious food.
Come on, eat up!
Yeah, we used to have a 100 level friendship, but we don't have that anymore.
Here you go.
Because I had them get beat up and ran away for a couple of nights. Ah, okay.
Who's hungry?
Alright, Floyd, let's do this. Yay! Alright. Okay, okay. Well, I will not be surprised when you disappear. Then.
Yeah!
Oh!
Stay calm!
Maybe stay back from the fight until you're,
Yes!
you know... Okay, partner commands.
Get ready!
Maybe stay back from the fight until you've got, MP again? I'm trying to get you more MP. Running straight at the guy who you can't fight. I learned the attack skill spin attack. Oh my god. How is she still injured? God
Hey
damn it,
everyone!
Quit it, would you? There you go. Heal up. And let's get you a bunch more health so you don't get damaged every single time you get into a fight. Yeah, if they get less than 20% health in a fight, there's a chance they'll get critically injured in that fight. Alright. Alright, here we go. Oh! I did not realize that. That makes perfect sense then. Yeah, it always weirds me. I mean, I know it's completely normal to talk to people all around the world on this thing, but yeah, it's still strange to me that it's like, oh, I'm playing, oh, there we go. Now I'm playing, what's that game called? I was playing Sniper Elite with somebody in Australia, you know, after the game came out, which was, again, weird. And likewise, you know, I'm talking to someone living on Greenwich Mean Time. I think it's GMT. Ooh. Oh god. Oh, Janelle's tired out. I think the lose your spell takes 235. SP. Oh, alright, I'm going to take a brief phone call. I will be right back. Sorry about this.
Okay, gather round. Way to go! Nice one!
Saying are going to be treated roughly the same. By the way, you're now online on the... I just decided to unmute because that's rude to the people watching the stream. You are now online on the stream. Well, I think it's worth discussing, right? So what I'm saying is, so by example, right? Now, I ran into a party a couple of months ago. A person who looks uncannily like the actor Chris Pratt. Okay. Now, the thing is, the sound your voice makes, the sound of your voice is largely determined by the shape of your nasal cavity and the placement of your vocal cords, size of your mouth, size of your lungs. Right? I think that's well known. And as a consequence, unless you come from a certain location that has a regional accent, people who look the same sound the same. You would accept that?
Well, they should.
They largely should.
But what about your internal organs?
That's what I'm saying. No, but I mean, someone with the same build and same face is going to have the same size lungs, and lung size, vocal cord placement, and then shape of nasal cavity and shape of jaw are going to be the things that mostly determine what your voice sounds like. So someone who has the same face and is the same size is pretty much going to sound the same.
Okay, I'll grant you that is.
Okay. Right? Alright, so what I'm saying is, right, this guy, as a consequence of looking uncannily like Chris Pratt, also sounds uncannily like Chris Pratt. And here's where it gets interesting, right? As a consequence, now outside of the celebrity thing, this means that people have treated these two people in their private lives. They've reacted to them in similar fashion, because someone who looks the same and sounds the same gets similar reactions. Obviously, they would have different upbringings, blah, 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 blah. But I'm saying, running into strangers, they're going to react to people who look the same and sound the same similarly. And how other people react to you determines a lot of your personality.
Well, yes, but that's what Stark was saying.
Yes.
Stark doesn't have any disagreement with that at all.
Yeah. But as a consequence, so this guy, personality-wise, is similar to everything we've seen about how Chris Pratt behaves. So what I'm saying is, we get into this weird situation where people who look the same and sound the same also act the same. Now, they're still making decisions in their lives, they still have free will, they're still their own person, but accidents of circumstance controlled their development to the point where they are two twin people. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I don't know that Sart would have a debate with that, obviously. I don't think there's any reason he would. Yeah.
Okay, we come to consciousness through other people.
Absolutely.
Oh, and we come to understanding ourselves through other people.
100%.
But then we have to then, therefore, determine still what we're going to do with that.
Yes.
Okay?
And that's where we get into philosophy and ethics from biology. Yeah. Oh no, and I'm not saying that statement gives anybody a pass for any behavior or system of thought automatically.
Yeah, yes, okay.
I'm not saying it gives you an excuse. What I'm saying isn't giving you an excuse. I'm saying it's blinkered to not acknowledge the percentage of our own personalities that we weren't in control of forming. Like, we have to acknowledge that a lot of our personalities, like, we are not blank slates. Well, to a certain extent, we are blank slates, but we're not in charge of writing on them, if that makes sense. Does that track logically?
Well, no, we are in charge. Ultimately, though, yes, they get written on, but if they are blank slates, okay, and if they are chalkboard,
Yeah, we can erase things. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and making decisions will not cause you to change what's there.
100%. That I agree.
Way to go!
No, it's not. I mean, you know, it's not accidental that people have been struggling with cognition and ethics and self-identity for literally thousands of years. You know, it's not something we're gonna crack today, is my point.
No, we're not going to crack
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually really curious to hear that.
You know, whether they can actually, whether they'll even flash, like it's like if the stars sort of think,
No, I get it.
I'm going to actually force them to put away, the class, force them to put away their computers.
Yeah, and just focus up on the actual text in front of them.
Well, and all the stuff that I'm talking about, you're going to have to kind of study it.
Yeah.
And you can't do that when you're on your computer, and I think that's one of those things. I don't know. I mean, it will be interesting. But yes, it's good.
Yeah.
You're okay! Are you alright?
Well, yeah, I mean,
The way?
what it comes down to is because I got fascinated. You remember years and years and years and years and years, like this is decades ago. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go and read my school file from when I was 5, right? And I'm not saying you're not conscious at age 3 or 4 or anything. Of course you are, but you don't have the framework to make informed choices yet at that age.
Well, no, yeah.
You're not making... You are largely responding to stimulus at age 5. And I'm not saying that what you are as age 5 is the most determinative thing revealing character. But, you know, I read those files at age 5, and it's like a list of all of these key factors of myself that I'm aware of that are there, that I'm constantly, like instincts that I'm constantly struggling with and fighting against are all right there in front of me when I'm age 5. Which means, like, the stuff that, the things I grew into that either giving into or competing against these impulses were there before I started making, you know, in-depth conscious decisions. If you see what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but, well, I don't know. You may not have thought of yourself as making conscious.
No, you are.
Way to go!
That's true.
Nice one!
Well, here's something that fascinated me, right?
Nice hit!
They said that, and this is bordering on social Darwinism and determinism, but they did this study, right? And this is years and years ago. because they wanted to track it for how they perform in school. So they thought that discipline was the key thing to whether kids are going to succeed in school. Can you sit down and do the work, right? That's it. No. I mean, so here's the discipline. Can you understand? And what it came down to is, can you understand delayed gratification? Doing something hard now for a benefit later, right? And so here is they weren't even assigned a task. They were said, here is a marshmallow, because kids like marshmallows, right? And you can have a marshmallow now, or you can have 5 marshmallows in 1 hour, is what they were told, these kids. And, you know, I'd want to see the paperwork, but supposedly the kids who were able to say, I'll take 5 marshmallows in an hour at age 4 did better in school overall. And this raises this question, but what it brings me to is, like, how much are we saying that success is genetic? Because what kid at age 5 has been trained to appreciate the value of discipline? And can you teach a child at age 5? Please, no, I'm just saying. That part interested me, because it's like, can you teach a child delayed gratification at that age? Yeah. Yeah.
Absurdly. But when we were living in France...
Right.
So we're living in France, I've got a baby.
Yeah.
Who is walking at 9.5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be.
Oh, yeah. Completely on his own at 9.5 months. He's on a 2-wheeler at 1.5 years. So,
Jesus.
2 years, right? No,
Yeah.
never mind. So, he wanders all over the place, blah, 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 because I don't believe in resistance.
Of course.
Kinds of resistance, right?
Yeah.
However, behind us, in the house behind us, there's a child that is about the same age, maybe about 5 or 6 months older. I could never have ever put my child outside in the backyard and walked back into the house.
Damn.
I would have had no child left.
Yeah, of course. Just would have wandered off.
Okay. This child, the mother could go in the house. This child was on a blanket. Okay?
And would not leave the blanket.
Would not leave the blanket.
Blanket training. I always get messed up when I hear about blanket training.
Or whatever, you know. I mean, it's like putting them in a, whatever, you know, into a cage.
Yeah, no, it's very similar to that.
Got a second?
Yeah.
Made my day.
Yeah.
Made my day.
But the problem with delayed gratification business, they get better in school. It just means, I'm not so sure what that means. First of all, doing better in school is getting my marks.
Of course.
Not convinced, right, that that's any
That is tracking one-to-one to success with life.
well, the success of life. I'm going, well, yeah, okay, so they get great grades in the school.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
They get great grades in school, right?
Who do not succeed in life. You're absolutely right.
Well, I mean, it doesn't
For example, the President of the United States.
yeah, look at the president of the United
I know. A man who is, by all accounts, not great at school and constantly lies about it.
States. He is now the president of the United States.
I mean, kind of.
Oh, yeah, after the speech on the weekend.
Whew.
Yeah, I mean, all of those things have to be taken into consideration.
You're absolutely right. Like, and I don't want to say it's simplistic, but like, Okay, here's another way of looking at it, and tell me what you think. Are we literally saying that it's like a child's accomplishment in school is going to be determined by how their parents raised them for the first 4 years of their life?
Oh, I think to some extent it is.
It's a scary thought, isn't it?
I honestly think because what is the end of school?
Yeah.
Being willing to sit at a desk, being willing to listen to authority, being willing to accept the rules.
Yeah. That's true. Oof.
So if you could, to respect authority, all of those things.
No, I get it.
Okay, so I would think that to some extent, yes, you do all of that researching on the line. That doesn't mean that that's going to change.
Of course, yeah.
Right? But, yeah, I would think that all, I just, for myself, always thought that was thought off as a because children are dependent on their parents.
100% dependent on their parents.
So, and children really sort of, I mean, that's what it's horrible for them,
Oh, yeah, that happens. X, Y, or Z.
So whatever. I mean, I could talk about my parents raising me. I could have done anything, apparently.
Yeah. No, you had a lot of, I mean, you obviously had that potential.
Don't hold back.
Right? I'm not so sure that I ever learned. Right?
Yeah.
In those early days, what it means, I'm just trying to think, what failure, like failure was really hard, or making mistakes was really hard. But
Yeah.
I wasn't on to it. Even as a child, so I'm going to school.
Sharpen your skills.
Right.
And I wanted it. So,
Yeah.
so I don't know whether that's today. I always told the story. I mean, my mother had Alzheimer's disease, so I didn't get other
Yeah, the details of this.
right? But there I am.
Good job.
And I'm off wandering by myself. And I go, I usually tell it as a funny story about how I always know where I am. I
Yeah.
have a very good sense of direction.
That's true.
My mother said, call the police. The police found me. I was 3 or 4 miles away from home.
That's a pretty terrifying thing to hear in this day and age. I mean, I know it was the 50s, but yikes, that is rough to hear in this day and age.
Well, yeah, but my mother panicked, of course.
No, of course, yeah.
But the police picked me up and they asked me if I was lost.
Yeah. You're like, of course not. I know exactly how to get home.
I know where I am. And so, but they took me in the police car, and I showed them how to go home. And I knew exactly where I was, and I knew exactly how to get back home.
Yeah.
I was just a wanderer.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how much of that, like where that sort of thing comes from. Like that's really,
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it?
yeah, no, I mean it really is, because I hadn't run away from
Now
home.
then.
No, you just enjoyed wandering.
Yeah, and I would
Good night.
probably, during this period, I just assumed I still wander.
No, I mean, it's just a thing you've never completely grown out of.
No, well, that's part of the issue, right?
Yeah.
And I can still remember there was those 2 children who saw this child psychologist who then told the school that these children have extraordinarily strong they will take a few factors to use rather than say that they are wrong.
Wow.
They will never back down.
Now then.
What to do with that? Exactly how and where does that distraction come from? Like, I don't know.
That's a good question, though.
But, you know, it is bizarre. A lot of those things.
Let's eat. Here you go.
Yep.
Come on, eat up.
Yeah.
Keep getting stronger.
Yeah.
Don't hold back.
Yeah. No one wants to take responsibility for anything. Again, especially not the President of the United States. Which is a crazy thing to see. He's an old man. He should have learned by now. Like, he has the emotional maturity of a 5-year-old.
Well, yes, I know, but he was raised a Calvinist. So I'm sure he believes he's going to be elected. And that's true. He's one of
Don't hold back.
Yeah. They get to do whatever they want. That's the nature of it.
Yeah, I mean, it is bizarre. There's no question.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Would actually I don't know.
Keep getting stronger.
Yeah. How do you know what's in his heart? Yeah. That you're not. Yeah.
Sharpen your skills.
Jesus. Who are elect, yeah, and it's right down to nature. It's not like it's based on a choice you make in life. The choices that make in life reveal your nature. Yes, I know. I know it's more complicated than just nature and nurture. It's whether God has made you the elect. Yeah, I know. Familiar with Calvin's nonsense.
Eat up. Here goes.
Yeah.
Here goes.
No, just a couple. No. It's fascinating. Yeah. Yeah.
And, science can try and tell you exactly. I mean, that's the problem with science. So where the trees come down, Dennis?
Don't hold back.
Ah.
Keep getting stronger.
Okay.
I'll have to look at it. Philosophy, biology. Yeah, I mean, he's
Okay.
but the problem is that all of this I mean, if you are comes from evolution,
Okay, let's go.
then that question of consciousness,
Yeah.
right? About that, and if you're a scientist, what are you trying to do? You're trying to find out how the Big Bang could have happened,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now then.
But it's still, it's totally contingent on chance. I mean, it's a fruit that we're
Yeah. And that's the thing people try to wrap their heads
Time
around.
to eat.
That is in fact so hard to conceive.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yes.
Don't hold back.
Oh. Which one? The Encyclopedia of Serial Killers thing?
It's a whole bunch of things,
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I do have a few books on serial killers, but yes. Whichever one you're talking about, I'm sure I have it.
Yeah, and he talked about, well, he did it, I guess, basically because he could. It's like,
Hey, everyone!
you know, stabbing himself.
Sleep well.
Well, why would you do that? Well, because
Yeah.
I can, because everything is contingent, because there is no meaning.
I know. A lot of them, what I've noted about serial killer stuff is a lot of them like to embrace a lack of meaning in the world to justify their actions. And I'm like, that always seems like, ex post facto reasoning?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't seem like they did
Okay,
it because there's no reason in the world, but rather they did this thing and here is how they later internally justified them engaging their them forcing their desires on the world.
Time to eat.
So they justify it to themselves later with that kind of meaning. Because it...
I mean, it would be interesting because that, I mean, there are problems with
Of course.
I haven't thought it, but I'm going, but all you know when you go back, and you can treat everything, right? You can just take back all of those choices were made,
No.
and whether they are fully conscious choices, right, or reactive choices, they are still choices people made, and therefore they have to take responsibility.
Well, I gotta say, the thing that informed me most about serial killers, right, is a man named Edmund Kemper who killed a lot of co-eds, right? And he is, as far as I can tell, history's only self-aware serial killer. No, he's the only one to be fully self-aware. And that sounds strange to say, but I've read interviews with him, and the funny part is when you read people talking about him and who have interviewed them, they're like, seems like a great guy, able to have a super conversation, bracingly honest, and it's like, seems like you'd really get along with him if he wasn't a serial killer. And the fascinating thing about him is he had, you get into this whole nature-nurture thing with him because, okay, he was unusually large as a child, so did his mother constantly treating him like he was a threat turn him into a monster? Or did he have behavioral problems when he was so young that he doesn't remember it, that for the rest of his childhood she was very strict with him, and that just reinforced his resentment and a terrible fantasy life. And he doesn't know whether it's he claims not to know whether it's childhood abuse or stuff that was already there, but he's like, he had a fantasy life entirely revolving around violence, he claims, for as long as he can remember. And where he gets fascinating and what makes it interesting is that he, by all accounts, so he killed a bunch. He had killed his grandparents when he was 14. He had murdered both of them, went to jail, got out of jail, because, it was California, and we've been in a mental institution for that amount of time. They eventually let you out. So he killed his grandparents for no discernible reason that anyone could wrap their head around. And so he got out, and he started murdering, because, again, he's a terrible person. But the fascinating part is that he kills a bunch of women, and no one is on the road to catching him, as far as anyone can tell. And at a certain point, he realizes, and this isn't just him saying it, so we can say he's come up with rationalization later. But apparently at some point he's like, whatever need in me I am seeking to fill with this murdering, it's not having any positive effect on me. I am getting nothing emotionally out of all the killing. So, and it's just a stopgap for the murder the person I'm actually angry at, my mother. So he killed his mother. And supposedly, and he claims, got all sorts of satisfaction out of that. Right? Finally felt like, okay, good. That's what I'd wanted to do all along. I'm glad she's dead, right? And this is where he says he knew what to... And this is, it's really unpleasant to think about, but he said, here's where I knew where the problem was. Even after she was dead, I still felt this horrible hollowness and anger and desire to do horrible things inside. He had gotten more satisfaction out of that murder than in any of the others, right? But whatever it was that inside him that was driving him to this wasn't gone. So he's like, can I kill a woman who was like my mother and get that feeling again? And he tried it. He killed a friend of his mother's, and he couldn't. So he went and he phoned the police, who had no idea it was him. He was one of these guys who even hung out with the police, to see what was going on with the investigation and blah, 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 right? Only drank at cop bars and hung out with police officers. And so after he's killed his mother and his mother's friend, he's just like, it's weird to phrase it this way, but it's true. His response was, I guess I really am the problem here.
Be serious.
It's not something the world has done to me, or whatever is going on inside me. That does not give me the right to do these things. And he turned himself over to the police and has been in jail forever. He's been in jail for nearly 30 years now. And apparently is, well-behaved in jail and happy to let people study him and do all that. Because it's just like, he's the world's only self-aware serial killer in that he has the same drives that the rest of them seem to have.
Come on, eat up!
But he was willing to think it through and say, well, what is this worth? Is this need of mine worth other people's lives? And considering that his need will never go away, apparently, he ended up with the determination that it wasn't. And the fact that he went through that kind of thought, to me, suggests that a lot of, and he seems to be the most intelligent serial killer. So the fact that the guy who seems to be the most intelligent serial killer went through that amount of thought and came to the conclusion that it really isn't worth it, suggests to me that the guys who claim that they're doing it because life has no meaning are not being intellectually honest with themselves. Yeah, they are making arguments in bad faith. And again, ex post facto reasoning. Anyway, so yeah, that's the fascinating story of the one self-aware serial killer. Which I know is a weird story. I'm sorry to put all that in your head, but I didn't go into the nature of his crime, so I don't think it's that bad. You know. Yeah, I didn't go into the gross details of his unpleasant crimes.
Well, no, we don't need.
There's no, I mean, it's not relevant to the conversation. You know, but that's the fascinating thing about him, is the idea that he was self-aware, right?
Thought it through and said,
Nope.
well, I'm not going to ever change this because there is nothing that I can change.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't get better.
Ready?
And engaging these lusts of mine don't feel better. Like, it's not gonna, like, doing this isn't gonna help me. It doesn't make me feel better, so why am I doing it? I'm doing it just to do it. No, I mean, and the thing is, and that's what's so fascinating about it, because it's all about, what do you call it? It's,
Here goes.
the entire, and this is the thing that, made me understand serial killers better, is that they used to have this organized, disorganized thing, right, that they used to classify serial killers,
Serious.
which is a useless distinction. Like, it is truly a useless and pointless distinction. Because what it really means is there are, like, people, what it comes down to is there are people with schizophrenia, or something on the spectrum of schizoid disorders, right? There are those. And then there are serial killers, right? The way we think of them. And there are many things, you know, factoring into people on the spectrum of schizoid disorders.
Ready?
But serial killers seem to exclusively
Sleep well.
be people with badly miswired sexual impulses.
Yeah, okay.
Like, and I mean, I know it's an extreme point of view for me to take that all rapists should be treated as potential serial killers. But even psychologists and profilers are now coming around to the way of thought that there is, like, if you interview serial rapists, there is no difference between how they look at the world and serial killers. They're just people who, for whatever reason, can't make the jump to killing. Whether they would like to or not. Like, it is all serial killing, as it's known, is sex crime.
Yeah, well, I don't have
Any question? No, there's no, and not only do you not have any qualms about referring to that way, again, if you look at the stats, it cannot reasonably, that point of view cannot be reasonably criticized. Like, it's just, it's obviously true.
like I don't see how you can, because
No.
you know, I think that's
Damn. Well, especially when you find out that all of these guys, like, I know there has been plenty of work put into determining where fetishes come from, right? But they all seem to come out around the same kind of, the same period of adolescence, people's fetishes. Based on the influences they had in their lives when they were going through that stage of psychosexual development. And all serial killers, like, none of them were, almost none of them. I mean, there's one or two really weird stories, but, you know, none of them have fantasies about murder before age 9 or 10. You know? But whatever it is in their environment that causes this,
Okay.
it starts at the same time people start thinking as sexual beings. And it's paired up exactly. Like, when you start having this awareness. Right? And it pairs up exactly to when their murder fantasies.
And so, I mean, but that also, when you're always trying to talk about, okay, why people with relative backgrounds
end up so vastly.
that wasn't the case.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is the framework? Where is the internal framework or support framework that allows people to survive this kind of stuff?
Yeah, and, you know, when there's that. Now, like, I'm thinking about it and thinking, well, yeah, but there's, you know, hey, so then you get back to the what is your
Yeah.
And that's like, well, no, and is there, are there that want to born with it?
And trying to figure out.
You know, and I'm not sure I want the rotating,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, the serial killer gene.
well, yeah, just, I still remember that sex one, was it?
Which one was it called?
Law and Order with that poor kid?
Yeah, they decide he's going to be a,
Well, or he just accepted.
yeah, he just accepts that he's going to be a killer. Yeah. Yeah.
And that would take that was a level of self-awareness too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do this all the time, so you can lock me up.
Yeah. Well, no, and it's a level of self-awareness we don't often see in reality. But it makes for fascinating fictional characters. Of course, Ed Kemper proves that it can, in fact, happen in reality. It just largely doesn't.
It largely doesn't. Your Edward is your example that it can happen.
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't happen. Like,
Very often aren't that aware.
no,
How you do it?
it's true.
All right.
You know, and of course, the point is, what do you do with it?
Yeah. If you know this stuff is in you, well, what steps are you willing to take?
Yeah, and that's the issue, I suppose you would say with existentialism. Yes, okay, maybe your genes do determine, maybe the way everybody behaves towards you as a child.
Determines how you behave. Well, no, what it comes down to is how you are socialized.
Yeah. Okay, maybe how you socialize has impact, but even so, you still have to make a decision
Yeah, no, that's true.
all the time about how you are going to behave.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't go then there's all the intelligence stuff.
Well, no, and I mean, and the intelligence stuff is really scary and interesting because it creates the situation where you're like, okay, well, people, I don't want to say under a certain level of intelligence, but you know what I mean. What I always say about, right? What I always say about alcohol, people say alcohol lowers inhibition. Like, that's the shorthand, right? The shorthand term for what alcohol does to people. Lowers inhibition. But that's not accurate for anyone who's actually been drunk and been able to think about it. What it does is you and I can look at tomorrow and understand that tomorrow is a real place that we are going to be. You and I will be living in tomorrow, and we're going to be living there soon. And we're going to be living in a month from now, and we're going to be living in a year from now. Right? What alcohol does is it makes you unable to intellectually connect with tomorrow as a place that you're going to be living. Meaning that while you can hear that consequences have, like, actions have consequences, while someone can tell you actions have consequences, you can know action have consequences when you're drunk. When you're drunk, the concept of the future is not a concrete place to you. Meaning that fundamentally, you don't really recognize that actions have consequences. And that's why people do stupid things when they're drunk. Because fundamentally, when you are drunk, you don't understand that getting into a fight right now is you can't imagine the result of that tomorrow. You're acting on instinct and drive and desire, right? And obviously it affects different people at different levels, but fundamentally that's the part of the brain that alcohol affects.
Yeah, I mean, because...
And anyone who's ever been drunk knows that that's true.
Yeah, because, I mean, and it's basically the hangover.
Oh yeah, completely.
it's like, oh,
Yeah, I know. No, and it comes down to, it's like, well, what did you want to do? What would you do if tomorrow wasn't going to come? Right? And that's what being drunk lets you find out who you are. Turns out I'm very boring when I'm drunk. That's why people tell people how they really feel about them when they get drunk. Because they won't have to, they don't understand that they're going to have to deal with that tomorrow. Right? Oh yeah, and on some level they can make an excuse, but what it comes down to is that's what you would do if there wasn't a consequence. The thing you do while you're drunk is what you would do if there wasn't a consequence to do it. And the reason I bring this up is, what it comes down to, and follow me with me on this, and I don't want to get into, I'm not getting into eugenics, I'm not saying we're making decisions based on this, but I think it's not crazy to say that there are people whose minds have not developed to the point where tomorrow is a place for them. And I'm not saying these people are drunk all the time. Far from it. No, they're not drunk all the time. I'm saying we acknowledge that there are different levels of intelligence. Anyone can see that. But I think it's also true, and I'm not saying we're making policy decisions based on this, that there are people for whom tomorrow isn't a real place.
Well, and if that's true, then it's back to the original issue, which was delayed gratification in 5-year-olds.
Exactly. That's what I've been getting to this whole time.
Yes, let's bring it all around.
Are there people for whom there's no training that? That's just how their brain works.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if that person, this is going to sound, again, I don't want to sound horrible, so please bear with me, right? But, let's say that being able to learn about delayed gratification and to understand that the future is a real place, let's say that that's trainable in the first 4 years of childhood. Okay? Let's arbitrarily put that 4 years number on there, okay? If they didn't get that, if for the rest of their lives, these people cannot fundamentally understand the future is a real place where they're going to be living, and as a consequence, they have trouble planning for things, they have trouble, these are the people who do not save for things, these are the people who do not buy insurance for their cars or themselves. Like, do we have to start addressing that these are two different kinds of people and start adjusting our systems based on it? Or do we just say, well, them's the breaks? When, and this is my key part, the fundamental inability to predict, to understand that the future is a real place that is responsible for all of these people's problems in their life was out of their hands. Like this fundamental inability to understand. And what I'm talking about is on a basic level. I'm not talking about people who are lazy and don't take responsibility for their actions or don't think about the consequences of their actions. I'm talking about people who may be incapable. I'm saying that there might be a large percentage of the population who are like cognitively incapable of understanding the consequences to their actions, both long and short term. And if we agree that those people are out there, do we say their lives are just going to suck, or do we make allowances for that? Because the steps to make them the kind of person who can plan for the future or the kind of person who can't happened before they were 4. And you can say they can learn these skills. They can learn self-finance, personal finance skills. They can learn self-control, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure most of them can. But training those skills sure as hell isn't a priority right now, because acknowledging that some people default have a problem with it isn't a problem right now. And I know I'm talking about a nanny state on a level that is frankly absurd. But if those people are out there, you know you've met some. You can't deny that you met people like the people I'm talking about. People who seem constitutionally unable to plan for the future. What if that's out of their hands? What if they're not lazy? What if they're not irresponsible? What if, from those first 4 years of development, their brain developed in a way that leaves them unable to, makes them a little drunk all the time? Because there is ample proof with that marshmallow test that that's happened. Is that troubling to think about? No, and I'm saying, like, put in some thought to that. You see how we were able to get it back to the marshmallow test?
Yeah. Let's get it back to the marshmallow. It's what I do all the time. I can bring anything back.
Oh yeah, because it's relevant to it. Yeah.
About genetics like that. I don't think people fully sort of think about it because we do know, for example, that okay, the need for that, like religion, which of course, if you're an existentialist philosopher, oh god, this is going to mess up my lecture tomorrow.
Oh no.
That's okay.
Sorry.
But if you think about it, right? That they have taken sort of the religion and said, okay, that's an example of that faith because the world is true.
Yeah.
We all have to understand
The world is not ordered, blah, 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 blah.
that there's no order in the world except that evolutionary.
Clear evolutionary drives, right.
That it may have served a purpose, right?
Yeah.
That creating
Yeah, and it orders society, which is a huge evolutionary advantage.
Yeah, and that's why it is so different as well.
Yeah. Why it shows up, why religion shows up in every culture everywhere around the world who had no contact with one another.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, it's hard to argue that it's just something somebody made up when it shows up universally at every corner of the globe. Frigging Aborigines who split off 80,000 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, who split off, 60,000 years before the beginnings of language. They also have religion that looks a hell of a lot like a lot of other religions. You know? Like, we still use religious language and structure to explain natural what we consider natural phenomena.
Yeah.
Like, all parts of the world. Okay, I just want to point out, frigging elephants have a religion, okay?
They mourn their dead.
They have burial ceremonies. That's step one to saying you have a religion. Like, the first step to developing what we call religion is caring for the dead. Because evolution says, other than getting the corpse out of the way so it doesn't so it doesn't make us sick, caring for the dead has no purpose. But they do it. And that's where religion starts. They have ceremonies. And again, the second you have ceremonies, you're moving down the road to having a religion.
Yeah, so then the question is, how self-aware
Is an elephant? Well, they got that elephant that paints pictures of elephants, so I'd say pretty self-aware. You know? Well, I told you about the elephant. Did I tell you about that amazing story about the elephant who got shot by poachers a couple of months back? because it really gets into how they, because people, you know, a lot of people imagine that animals are restricted largely to instinctual responses to stimuli, right? Right? Now, yeah, I mean, obviously animals know where their family lives and blah, 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 and they see the value and they have pack behaviors. But here's something an animal did that is not involving pack behavior. So this elephant got shot, right, by a poacher 2 times. Had a hole in its ear and had a hole in its shoulder. Right? The ear, not so bad. The shoulder, really, the right front shoulder, really bad because, of course, you know, it needs to walk. Now, generally, an animal will run to its herd or to water when it's injured. Generally, just because they think of water as the thing they need. They always want to try to heal themselves, so they'll go to their herd for protection, or they'll go to water, try and heal themselves. In fact, poachers know this, and they will sometimes follow the animals back to a herd, unless, of course, that is more dangerous, depending on the animal. Or they will just go to the nearest watering hole that they know about and wait for the injured animal. Right? That's how poachers roll. Here's where it gets interesting. So this elephant that got shot, does not go to the nearest water, and it does not go to its herd.
All right, let's do it.
And crazy part, the water was downhill from where it was. It should be easier to get to. It heads due west over basically a mountain, right? A large ridge. Heads due west basically over a large ridge. Because you know what's over there? The human settlement.
Okay, gather
And it knows that's where the vet lives. So it doesn't go to water, doesn't go to other elephants. It says, who's going to deal with this hole in my shoulder? And it climbs over a mountain, even though that would be excessively painful to an animal in its state.
Here you go.
It's going to massively increase the damage it's doing to itself. It's going to be extremely painful to do.
Be
But it
serious.
does it. It climbs over the mountain, and it just stands there, trumpets to get them outside, and stands there until they can get a vet out there to help. Patch it up. So, what kind of cognition does that represent?
Training time.
Well, yeah.
Like, that not only is that an understanding, right, of an injury of something that can be treated and will heal later, but it's associating humans as being the people who will take care of that, and remembering where they are, and putting itself through additional hardship to get to that.
Here goes.
That's something. I don't know what you want to call that,
Yeah.
but that's something.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
God, I need to live another 100 years.
Oh yeah, this stuff is amazing.
Because
Okay.
So vastly, just in your lifetime. Like, we're talking about huge, like, giant changes in the way we understand and look at the world.
yeah.
Just in your lifetime. But, I mean, there's been more change since World War II than in the rest of human history combined.
Ready?
And that's not me being hyperbolic.
Sleep well.
Like, technological change, the speed of technological change since World War II has been the same, more than the rest of human history.
Well,
That-
just think. I mean, that's part of the problem. I mean, we're going through these massive changes in the world.
And social, and people's brains aren't keeping up. Social,
Well, the restructuring of society isn't keeping up.
Okay, gather
Thanks,
round.
Donald Trump.
hence Donald Trump. People are afraid that they're getting left behind. And they are getting left behind. Like, I can't even say that they're not right to be afraid. They are right to be afraid. They are getting left behind by the future. And it sucks.
Let's eat.
That's where Luddite, you know, I mean, they made up Ned Ludd for a reason. You know? Like, he was an ideal figure for a reason. You know, because it's a scary world that you're not going to be needed in.
Well, yeah, and nobody's come up, well, because people just haven't figured out yet that if somebody would just accept the reality of it, right? But
Yeah, it's hard to do. Well, no, because I deal with my father-in-law, who literally cannot, and this is the thing, it's like he's a smart guy, he's a progressive guy, but he cannot decouple, like it's so hardwired into the way he's raised, he cannot decouple work from value as a person. Like, it's just in his heart, he can't do it. He can't understand that someone could be a good person without doing a job
Stay focused.
and doing it well.
But you see, that's the problem. We have way too much.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that is an ethnic trait.
Okay, let's go.
Is that a weird way to put it? That it's an ethnic trait for the Irish? Well,
Here goes.
Yeah, I mean, that's values.
it comes.
Values.
It is values.
But, I mean,
Keep getting stronger.
work was the be-all and the end-all.
For so much of human history,
Yeah,
you know?
not except for the Egyptians.
Well, yeah, but that's another
Sharpen
conversation.
your skills.
Not the Egyptians, I mean,
Greeks had a leisure class.
like when all that stuff, except when the Nile didn't have life.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I mean, it was easy to create food.
Yep.
Why, as one of those cultures when I'm talking to people, they really didn't have any more until
Yeah.
it was finally.
Well, you're talking about thousands of years
Are you ready?
of, I'm not saying no progress, but it was okay to be idle. They didn't have any threats. They had plenty of food. You know, they could just develop internally.
Well, yeah, and develop, and, you know, I mean, it's not that, I guess people are still people and they still have all sorts of
Yeah. Yeah.
their work. I mean, but yes, there was work, and then you have to write, and then things develop.
Be serious.
You know, but that's part of development. And yeah, but change doesn't come easy.
No. But we're talking about this situation where the speed and level of technological change, I mean, it's not crazy to say that it's like the whole world is being invaded by an army.
Keep getting stronger.
You know, that is the kind of shock to the system we're talking about. Right? And that's scary. I understand why people are scared. You know? I mean, I think because I was raised by an academic, by two academics, and then the other side of the family, someone who just was a government functionary, I'm a little more open to these kind of changes than a lot of people. But I would never for a second, you know, question why these people were startled or afraid by these changes, would look at these changes and be alienated by them and be afraid for the future. Like, I get it, but, like, I mean, I hate to say it,
Keep getting stronger.
I respect the work farmers do, 100%. But there's a friggin' warehouse in Japan where 8 people
Who's
work
hungry?
and robots make 10,000 heads of lettuce a day. You know?
Oh yeah,
Let's eat.
what was it? There was something else that I just heard about the other day. Again, the lettuce thing is also, but that's
Training
like,
time.
But-
Japan is just like a microcosm of the problem
Yeah, exactly.
because they have a society where everything's dependent,
Mm-hmm.
right, on
All right, let's do it.
I'm just trying to think about it, right? I mean, there's so many towns, nobody ever got their job.
Yeah? Oh, I'm getting a call on the other line. I'll be right back. Don't move.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, I talked to Rob. He's down to record Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
And for the record, you are currently
Stay
on a
focused.
live stream of the game Digimon Next Order.
Oh.
I always inform people when they call when I'm doing a stream
Oh. Why have you got
because I thought it might have been important. Do you not? I mean, you have the freedom to. I don't spring it on people. You have the freedom to hang up if you're not comfortable
Serious.
being online. But I do warn people. Yeah, I didn't think it would be a problem, but I'm a good person.
Oh, no, you're not.
No, I'm really not. But that's another conversation. Oh, yes. No.
Yes, tomorrow's fine.
Okay. Yeah, Rob's down. Rob's down for Wednesday night. Okay, I'll tell him tomorrow night, 8:30.
Yeah, that's
All right, good. Anything else, or I'm on the other line?
no, that's it.
All right, that's what you're calling
Ready?
about. Yeah. So we're just talking about Logan and any random nonsense you want to throw in there. Oh, and I'll send you a link. Rob did a This Week in Town segment for his local news show.
Okay.
So obviously we're going to have to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
I'll send you a link to it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye-bye. And I'm back.
Hey.
Where were we?
Well, I don't know, just talking about Japan and...
Oh, yeah, no, you're right, the company towns, and nobody ever got fired, and
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Japan, so, I mean, there's a society.
where your Zaibatsu or whatever, your giant company would take care of you your whole life.
Yeah, from beginning to end.
Yeah. You know?
Now then.
There's a reason why the Japanese didn't want anybody being
Sleep well.
in their world.
Yeah, I know. They were completely closed society.
Don't
They thought they had it going like clockwork. Then
Oh, yeah.
friggin' black ships show up with, futuristic cannons, and, well, I guess we're done being sealed off. It's not like they chose to.
Now then.
Oh, and
It was forced on them.
but that's like the 19th century.
Oh, absolutely.
The Americans weren't going to let
Here you go.
vote diplomacy.
Yep.
They weren't going to let them say no.
Yeah. Fascinating. No, but Japan is just fascinating now.
Yeah.
Like, it really is.
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Training time.
as they say, I don't know if you can halt progress in Japan. People just think
Oh, yeah.
people just keep working on this sort of stuff.
Yep.
But I'm, yeah, I sort of sit there and and I mean, really, philosophers.
All right, let's do it.
They do.
Because these are
Yeah.
because it is. How do you create morality and ethics if there is principle and
Don't hold back.
there is no God, right?
Yeah.
You don't have that whole business of existentialism. Deal with it.
Honestly, it's not hard to come out up with ethics in a world without God. It's like it's really not that hard. I think all of the claims that it is difficult largely come from people who have a vested financial interest in promoting God.
Yes, well, yes. I'm not
You wouldn't argue with that.
far be it for me to argue with.
I know, right? Now you want to talk about a dishonest place to be arguing from.
Yeah.
You not accepting that would be quite a stretch. No, seriously though, like it's not hard to come up with. It's not hard to come up with motivation. It's like, and for the love of God, it's like, and there I just said for the love of God, but bear with me. Sorry about that. Because that's how much it has integrated all of our thought and all of our language. But for the love of God, it's like it's right there friggin' in Jesus's teaching that you don't need God to justify morality.
Ready?
Like, the golden rule does not require someone looking over your shoulder.
No,
Time to
but the thing is that goes
Yeah.
Goes way
Who's hungry?
back. All you guys do is go join. All the other religions have that.
Oh, yeah. It's a universal trait. It's why we have tribes.
Are you ready?
And it goes, you know, as I said, they always
Yeah.
that's all it is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a system of it's
Sharpen
a
your
system
skills.
of philosophy and understanding the world as a constantly shifting state of energy and understanding our place within it. Do unto others, man. It's right there, and that's the central concept of Buddhism.
Okay,
Like-
let's go.
Existence is suffering is tenet 1 of Buddhism.
You know,
You know, all those French philosophers think they're so smart.
yeah. Well, you know, I mean, it wasn't like Kurt was raised as a Buddhist.
Yeah, that's true.
Although with the French philosophers, it was all
So,
like
hold your partner in your heart
Yeah.
and hope for the
I don't
best.
think Buddha would disagree,
No, not at all.
you know.
I guarantee the Buddha would not disagree.
I don't think so.
No, that's what it comes down to, though. You know, life is suffering. The cause of suffering is wanting things. So try to understand that, you know, try to minimize desire.
Yeah,
It's not that complicated,
no.
you know.
Would think,
Think being the operative term.
you would think, but
Yeah.
no, but again, you see, and this is what comes to the point, right? Which is really, it is a hard way to live.
It is. I 100% agree with that.
And that is the problem, you know. And they can talk about bad faith and the rest of it, but I look at it, and having been raised myself with a whole organized structure of right and wrong, and this, that, and the other thing. Now, of course, it all got
Here
blown
goes.
apart.
Yeah, I know.
You know, in my world, it all got blown apart.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, right? Afterwards, the point is, there have been out in my life, right? In the last over those times where what you just want to go back. I mean, that stopped me about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But there to be a set of rules so you don't have to figure it out for yourself.
Well, so everyone's not starting from scratch all the time.
Yeah.
And that's 100% understandable. That's just how the world works. Like, I mean, that's everyone's nature. We want to look to an authority.
Yeah, well, it does seem like you'd like to have, you know, some rules out there. And
Yeah, I agree.
if you could definitively,
I'm not going to fight you on that one. I'm not crazy.
you know, I mean, if when I'm looking at most philosophers, I mean, even the
Yeah.
French, I mean, they're still looking for this absolute truth. Even Marx was
Be
doing that.
serious.
He had this absolute truth, and it was, you know, and this is the way it is. So,
Yeah.
and that's what I see, although I can remember having those arguments with Ralph.
Okay, get it
Yeah.
out.
And calling, you know, accusing charges.
Time to eat.
Yeah.
But partly because so much was thinking, and he couldn't get rid of sort of, I think, in some ways looking for absolute,
Time to
some
eat.
kind of absolute, you know, like
Yeah.
sometimes almost an absolute. And I think that's hard to get rid of.
Oh, yeah. I mean, wanting it anyway is definitely hard to get rid of.
Yeah, wanting, you know, wanting sometimes there to be just decisions and
Are you ready?
when somebody, you know, when somebody tells you that, you know, this is going to solve all your problems. Oh,
I know. Yeah, the guy who comes along and says, you know, you don't have to think about things anymore.
no,
I got this.
Yeah, I got this.
Hey,
I can
everyone!
take care of it. Everything is going to be fine.
Well, spoiler alert, that's pretty friggin'
Here we
dangerous.
go.
Yep.
You know?
Because things aren't going to be fine. But people want that sort of theme.
They want that concreteness.
It seems to be part of being human.
Yeah.
And you know, and I think sometimes one does just...
Is this gonna... This might be an oversimplification, but bear with me. People want to go to sleep at night and know the world is still going to be there the next day.
Yes, and well, and that now we have Tim whatever his friggin' name is.
Who's this?
You know, the guy in Korea.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know, who's decided, you know, who just keep doing those missiles, and he wants to be able to expand his missile.
Nope.
They know this is not a good thing to do.
Yeah, but I mean, with someone like that, it's like, how much is he doesn't understand how the world works, or how much is a show, right? Or how much is a show because he runs he lords over a nation of people who don't understand how the world works.
Well, no, because they think they're still at war.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they're just sort of sitting there going, he has them believing they're still in a state of war.
Yep.
Which is terrifying on its own.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is,
Now then.
putting this thing together in keeps, I mean, the last one was at Japan. And
Yep.
that was just a few days ago. Maybe you missed it.
No, I saw it.
Yeah.
He test fired some missiles around Japan, trying to, you know, keep them on their toes, and then
Training
frigging
time.
Trump decided to take the meeting about that out at the patio of his supper club.
Oh, yes. No.
Because the man's an idiot. By any stable definition of the term, idiot. There's no utile version of the term idiot that man does not belong to.
Now then.
Even programming. Funny.
I didn't watch last night's, but apparently it was amazing.
Oh, it was unreal.
You know, he is now consistently #1 in late night.
Oh, sure. I mean, last night, and it was funny, I was looking at stuff on Start alone
Yeah.
on YouTube, right?
Right.
You know, okay, what can I get my students to watch? That blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Anyway, and there was this 10-minute clip, and so I listened to it, and he was talking about how, you know, how Trump last week was so presidential and everything else. Blah, blah,
I like that
blah.
he was presidential for 1 hour, and people think that makes it okay.
No. But so what happens, right? He's sitting there going, he says, but don't worry, he's back.
Be serious.
With those weekend.
All right, I've actually got to go because my grocery store closes in half an hour, and I have to hit it before then because I haven't bought vegetables yet today. But I'm gonna tell you the amazing thing that came out today to make you feel better about the investigations into Trump and maybe say there's some hope for the world. All right. So here is what came out today.
Okay.
Trump, the Trump Organization, was laundering money for Iran's Revolutionary
Now
Guard.
then. Good night.
What?
Yup. So you know how dollars a year to he puts his name on it and gets the property management contract? That's how his business work, right? Puts his name on it, they property manage it, blah 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 blah. They were doing one in, I think it's Azerbaijan, right? And the guy who was building the thing, and the fascinating thing is, the building's like the frigging producers. It was a luxury hotel built out in the middle of nowhere, essentially solely so they could say they were building something and have a lot of money come in. Then they could say, well, this is the money were paid for this project, and then they could move the money around. Because the problem with being in the Revolutionary Guard in Iran is you can't spend the money outside of Iran. And that's where you need to be able to spend the money.
Yeah.
So they've got this Azerbaijani guy who does fake projects, jacks up what they cost, the extra money appears out of nowhere. It's really from the Revolutionary Guard's bank accounts, and then that money can be spent elsewhere on stuff Iran needs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so for example, an American company, they needed a bunch of roads in Azerbaijan. The American company's like, $5 million per kilometer of road is what a road costs.
Yeah.
And Azerbaijan is like, that's way too much money, we'll never pay that. Sorry, reputable American contractor. So then a year later, all of their roads get built for nearly $20 million a kilometer. Well, where's all that extra money going? Obviously, funneled off to slush funds for the Revolutionary Guard. And one of these projects was given an air of international legitimacy by Donald Trump putting his name on it. He was a front for the Trump Corporation. And again, this is the kind of foreign corrupt practices stuff that gets people jailed. His company was a front for the Revolutionary Guard. And by the way, as this came up on Maddow last night, and here's the thing she pointed out, right? So we know his company was a front for the Revolutionary Guard now. We know about all of these, we know that a guy who launders money for Putin suspiciously paid Trump 3 times, like Trump sold him the most expensive house in America, and the guy paid 3 times what it was worth. What was all that money for? Like, Trump bought it for $40 million. Then the housing downturn happened. Nobody wanted this super luxury property. He bought it for $40 million. Housing downturn happened. It was valued at like $33 million. A guy paid $100 million for it. And that guy is essentially a guy who professionally launders money for Vladimir Putin. That's what we found out that last week. This week, we found out his company was a money laundering front for the Revolutionary Guard of Iran. And as the guy says in his article, what else is out there? Like, if this kind of shoddy, corrupt thing is what Trump's been doing, do you think these are the only 2 incredibly shady, illegal deals he was involved with? Or are there literally hundreds of other deals out there?
Oh yeah, there are hundreds of other deals out there.
Well, the fascinating thing is, it's beginning to more. Keith Olbermann did this piece where he was covering this this look from the intelligence organization, and again, so a source in the intelligence organization who had seen memos back and forth about the Trump situation was like, "Do you know what their headline on Trump was?
What?
He will die in prison. He is going to go to jail. He's an old man." And he is going to go to jail for very, very serious crimes.
That's why he wanted to be president.
Yeah. Well, no, if he hadn't run for president, he would have kept getting away with this stuff.
But nobody would bother looking at it.
No, who would look at him? He would just get sued all the time when he screwed people over, and he would settle lawsuits, and he would go on conning people out of money, because he's not a businessman. He's a con man. And the problem is, when you become president, people frigging look at your finances. What happened to Nixon? It wasn't just wiretapping the DNC people. Nixon was incredibly corrupt. God, I remember I read a Doonesbury recently. It's like, the Western White House. What did he call it? What did he call his California estate?
I don't know.
But whatever he called it, the Western White House. He would go there, and that's where he retired. And the wonderful Doonesbury, where it's like, it's great to be out. Thanks for inviting me out to the Western White House. It's a beautiful estate, very well kept. And then, like, the reporter's comment is, haven't you been a public servant your whole life? Like, your whole thing is you came up from nothing as an, poor California dirt farmer in the Depression, and you have this giant estate, and you've been a public servant your whole life. Did you win the lottery? All right, I'm gonna hit the grocery store. Thank you for, I hope this helped you for your class tomorrow. Or at least take your mind off your class tomorrow.
No,
I know.
Yeah, well, let's see if they can actually come up with some stuff.
We'll see. All right, we'll talk soon, but I gotta go.
Bye.
Bye. And for anyone listening on the stream, I'll be stopping the stream for half an hour to go do some grocery shopping, and then I'll be back with more Digimon. I don't know why I did more Digimon as a spooky thing. Excuse me. That was terrible, and I apologize.